Here come the teams then. There's so much fascination ahead of the first game of pre-season. I think we know what kind of formation Chelsea are going to play. We'll wait and see how long the team that starts the game is out there for, whether it's just 45 minutes, whether some players get an hour. I think it'd be very unlikely that anybody will play 90 minutes in this, the first match, but we shall see. Reece James confirmed as one of Maresca's captains in the head coach's press conference before the game, when he's got the armband on today. Chelsea, of course, well supported all over the world, particularly here in America. Santa Clara welcomes the two-time European champions. Looking forward to getting to Nassers on the pitch, and this is the team that he has selected to start the game. To account for Mark Guiu, the teenager who signed from Barcelona, makes his first appearance in a Chelsea shirt. Same too for Tosin, who's joined on a free after leaving Fulham. Reece James will be suspended for the first 3 games of the campaign, but he, as I say, is in tonight. Robert Sanchez, who had injury problems last season, gets the nod in goal, and young Tyreek George also part of the team. We'll see the likes of Lavia and too. Mentioned that you'll know the name of James McClean, Elliot Lee might be familiar to you too. If you watch the documentary, you'll know plenty more of these players. Ollie Palmer, veteran goal-getter, leading the line with Paul Mullin unavailable because of injury. Lewis Brunt is another one to keep your eye on. New signing, number 3 from Leicester. He played on loan at Mansfield last season, promising young defender. And he is in for a test today. What's going to be the aim then here, Sam? Is it going to be a gentle start to the game to ease your way back in? You don't usually see teams go hell for leather straight from the first whistle in the first game of pre-season. I guess you've got to get yourself used to the pitch and the surroundings as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure that they've been putting, a lot of work in on the training ground. Conditions are incredibly hot as well, so I'm sure that will play a part in terms of the tempo. But a lot of this will be about the instruction they've been given, the tactics, the formation. Sometimes that can go out the window to a degree when you're just looking at getting minutes and fitness, but given we're not too far away from the big kickoff, obviously I think it's paramount that they start picking up all the instructions as soon as possible. So yeah, really looking forward to it, looking forward to seeing how the team's set up, and looking forward to seeing some of these younger players that we've not seen too much of, see what they can do.
Debuting their new kits for the new season as well. Always a big moment that, isn't it, for supporters to see the lads are going to be looking for the upcoming campaign.
Who get us underway?
Underway.
Red and blue, and 2 teams who, in their own ways, their own very different ways, have been transformed by overseas ownership.
The halfway line.
And I guess
picked up by
Casey in the last 2 or 3 years.
A bit of pressure, but able to get it back to Chelsea, Sanchez, no problem.
Perhaps left more questions than answers in terms of the direction they're going.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. It was a case of just signing anybody that was available, changing managers, and there just hasn't been any kind of consistency with Chelsea over the last couple of years, where it's been
It was a loan last season from Arsenal into a permanent move to be Wrexham's #1 goalkeeper. Flag up against Palmer there. Rolling it across to Benoit Badiashile, who had some injury problems of his own last season. He didn't for Chelsea, but he finished the campaign strongly. Badiashile started 9 of the last 11 matches. I almost said this is Thiago Silva, so familiar to seeing him with the number 6 on his back, but he's back in Brazil, so Levi Colwell's wearing it tonight at least. Badiashile again. Wrexham starting on the front foot, but this might be more like the pattern of the game we would expect to see, with Chelsea having all of the ball. Off for James. There's the first thing to note, Sam, that Reece James seems to be playing in central midfield at the start of the game, as he did for Wigan in that season he had there on.
Yeah, I scribbled the team down when we saw the names, and it's exactly the shape I would have imagined given how Maresca used to set his Leicester City side up last season. So Levi Colwill on the ball here. They're building a back three. And McLean coming together.
Well, it's taken 2 minutes for this friendly match to get less than friendly. James McLean has got previous for this kind of thing. Levi Colwill not so much. He'd be well advised to walk away. It's very early in the game to be getting wound up by James McLean. It's going to be a long old evening for Levi Colwill if that's the case. Seemed like something and nothing, but McLean does have a reputation that precedes him. He says, who, me?
He just played square, didn't he, Levi Colwill? Not really being pressurised at this stage, just popped it off and just left a little bit on him. Not too much to provoke the reaction, but neither of them backing down this early stage. Referee quickly in to intervene.
I mean, that's 2 reds in a competitive game, isn't it? Let's be brutally honest about it. You're not supposed to raise your hands to an opponent like that, but you get a pass in pre-season. I bet they'll swap shirts at the end of the game and have a good laugh about it. McLean's seen it all before. This has Phil Parkinson. Well, that's one to keep our eye on.
So Reece James on the ball here, as you say, Matt, coming into midfield. We'll see if he'll go back into a full-back position at any stage, but for the moment, he's in midfield with Lavia and the 2 number 8s, if you like, pushed on, Chukwuemeka and Nkunku. So really attacking in that aspect. Chukwuemeka playing as a 10 invariably last season when he got his opportunities, and we know Nkunku can play a different number of roles, but going to be playing pushed on as a midfield player in this first pre-season game.
First chance for Chelsea to test Okonkwo here. Chelsea number 4 is worth keeping an eye on here. And he looms over most of his opponents. You can see him at the far post. Madueke and James are over the ball. James, he sends it in and goes for goal. And it's the side of the net rather than the back of it, which is rippling, but Okonkwo was worried just for a second.
Such terrific power in that right boot. Good disguise. Everyone's anticipating the delivery. Very nearly catching out Okonkwo.
Hit the post on its way through. Offside again against Palmer. I think a lot of the talk, Sam, was that inverted fullbacks, which are in vogue at the moment, very much part of the Maresca methodology. It might be the left-sided player that would do that, but if it's James, it's something that we've spoken about, isn't it, in terms of him coming in and maybe not bombing down the right wing, might actually be a good thing for him in terms of his fitness. And because he's done it before, I guess that's why Maresca wants to have a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it was Ricardo Pereira, Hamza Chowdhury at times that did it last season to really good effect. And Reece James is such a good footballer, so capable when he's on the ball, amazing range of passing. It does really suit him to a degree. That said, there's few better sights, I think, in Chelsea colours when he's bombing down the right-hand side and really getting involved in the final third. So it's a little bit give and take, but in terms of the way that he can take the ball, fantastic. And yeah, thinking back to the infancy of his professional career, that loan at Wigan, he was absolutely sensational in this position. So it's something that me and you have kind of always championed. Not done it too often in a Chelsea shirt, but gives the manager a great option. And it just means Levi Colwill, with the experience of last season playing this role, can naturally just feed round from his left-back berth and make himself the left-sided centre-half, which is probably his natural position, so that works well as well.
He's bolted. It was a huge bolt out from Okonkwo. McLean trying to get it under control, but Lavia managed to get it from him. He's shooting the ball for Chelsea now. Thompson to Chukwuemeka. Maybe Wrexham to be a little sharper, having played a couple of games already. That was a pre-season pass from Badiashile, which has put Chelsea under a bit of pressure here. Here's Bolton to swing one in toward Palmer. It was Elliot Lee instead who was free on the penalty spot. Colwell, cool as you like, able to chest it back to Sanchez.
A little bit loose from Buddy Shield, just trying to pop it into midfield, and first opportunity for Wrexham to break. Good space on the right hand side for Luke Bolton, and Lee's runs difficult to pick up at times. Been a really good goal scorer in the lower divisions, and unmarked there as he made his way into the 18-yard box. So a little bit of a let off.
I feel like quite often when there's a player whose dad played, they tend to be in different positions, but there's quite a lot of similarity between Elliott and Rob Lee, isn't there? Sort of late arriving in the box, Lampard style to pinch a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got a real eye for goal. Had a good career, and he's been paramount, I think, to Wrexham's success, certainly last season, to give them a goal threat from midfield, to take that burden away from Paul Mullen, I suppose, who's been the most obvious goal scorer for them during their rise.
There's Colwell. Will be looking for a run of fitness this season, can't he, Chukwuemeka? That's the last 6 games of last term with a knee problem. Really hampered progress last season, so fingers crossed it's a different story this time around. And here's Shield. Side for Tosin. Actually made his senior debut against Chelsea. Tosin, an infamous FA Cup 5th round tie, which Chelsea beat Manchester City 5-1 in 2016, and Manuel Pellegrini basically picked an academy side for City that day. And Sanchez made 21 appearances for Chelsea last season, but he hasn't played since the FA Cup quarter-final against then Enzo Maresca's Leicester. Touch from Chukwuemeka. And he couldn't get it under control from Lee's pass. James moved it forward, but Nadia was in the way. There's Tyreek George, first chance for him to show us what he can do. Coming off that left-hand side, he's a good goal scorer as well, George. Got 20 of them for the under-21s and under-18s last season. Up and Chelsea get the free kick.
They've started the game well, Wrexham. As you said, Matt, they've had a couple of games to get ready for these sterner tests, and the shape is what you would expect from them. Very much a back 5 and then 3 quite narrow midfield players. It's actually McLean joining in with Ollie Palmer, and Chelsea just struggling a little bit to get the ball into midfield and into the forward players. I think at this stage, Levi Colwell and Tosin are going to be the 2 with the most space. Quite narrow, the Wrexham shape. And those 2 are probably going to have to take 1 or 2 risks to drive forward with the ball, because as you can see, that middle third of the pitch, incredibly saturated, especially with the 2 front players dropping in.
Yeah, here's McLean. And Colwell renewing acquaintances, and Colwell won that battle comprehensively.
It's the one you want. Opportunity just to go in nice and aggressively, Levi Colwell.
Nkunku. So the last game of pre-season, he got a knee injury that didn't totally obliterate his season, but pretty much Christopher Nkunku. We didn't see him until December, and just in fits and starts in Chicago against Dortmund. What a massive boost it could be to get him fit for the season. Be like a new signing, as they say. Adio in to win it back. So the pass to him was doing Kunku, I suppose. Here's James. Very much the senior man, even though he's only 24, Reece James. He's seen more at Chelsea than anybody else out there today. Enzo Maresca might be a newish name in terms of coaching, but he's familiar to long-time watchers of English football. He made his debut for West Bromwich Albion in 1998. He went back to Italy for the majority of his playing career, played elsewhere in Europe too, in Spain and Greece. Here's the play. He's got the pressure for view. Palmer looking for the plane, but Thompson had read that. Lavia. Strong on the ball, managed to move it on to Chukwuemeka as well. Palmer put his toe in to win it back for Wrexham. Playing.
Half an opportunity there for Chelsea to break, given that McLean had kind of stepped out of their shape and gone to pressurise. Lavia able to receive the ball and pop it into Chukwuemeka, but it's that next little bit that's just been lacking in the opening stages for Chelsea, completely understandably, but not got into their rhythm. And as I touched on a few moments ago, Wrexham looking well set in their defensive setup.
Shield, everything in front of him. Ready to spring should there be an opportunity to get the ball back, but Shield keeping it safe with Tosin, who gave it in back. There's Colwell. Pulled it into the channel looking for Tyreek George. Not seen much of Mark Guiu so far, number 38 on his back. Chelsea be looking to get him into the game a bit more. Tosin's had kept it away from McLean. Chukwuemeka had a scan before he received the ball, realised he had a bit of time. There's Madueke, another who finished the season strongly, started the last 10 Premier League games actually, Noni Madueke. And one of those players, Sam, as we were saying before we came on air, a large majority of Chelsea's squad didn't have too much in the way of summer international activity, or it wasn't that prolonged. Obviously we've got Cucurella, Palmer, Gallagher, Enzo, not yet joined up with the squad. Moises Caicedo just has, but there's a good core of players there for Enzo Maresca to work with from day one.
Yeah, not always the case at all. It was nice to see the pictures, the early days on the training ground, players coming back, established players, as you say, Matt, had a really good effect last season, especially towards the back end, not having any international football to worry about over the summer, or certainly many games to worry about in the majority of cases. So yeah, definitely a positive for him in particular, who was terrific coming on and impacting games prior to him getting a run from the off in the first team, where I thought he was brilliant. Every time he come on, really good attitude, and got more and more consistent as the season wore on.
Close in the foot race here, which he's able to win against Revan. Colwick. Making an early move for him. That was where the ball was aimed. Able to get it back to goal as well. Good defending actually from Lewis Brunt, but it will be the first corner of the game. It's gone Chelsea's way.
Yeah, it's good from Guiu. Just recognising that it's just a little bit stale at the moment. Made a couple of really good movements there. The first one towards the ball and span in behind. Chelsea didn't opt to play him on that occasion, but there, willing runner in the channel. At the moment, Chelsea just finding it difficult to play through Wrexham, so sometimes it calls for that.
Again, it's Reece James, the man for the set piece. Great delivery as well. Oh, and the glanced header from Nkunku begged a touch at the back post from Guiu.
Best chance of the game by a distance, and Nkunku will be frustrated because he's there, he gets up, he just doesn't get his forehead, or enough of his forehead onto the ball, just glances it towards the far post. Could have turned into a brilliant pass if you like, but should probably score.
Did score against Wrexham last season, Christopher Nkunku. Dobson somehow managing to hold on to the ball there. And it's a slack pass which is given it to Tyreek George, and Nkunku inside of him. George fancies a Maisie. Nabil picked up the scraps. Here's James. Space out wide right here. Madueke wants to take on Revan. And he's beaten him easily as well, Noni Madueke, and Revan did really well actually to get back at him. Will be another corner.
Well, it's been a big problem early part of this game. Revan and Luke Bolton on the other side are so tight to our two wide players. Every time they've received the ball, they've been within a yard or two, not been able to get into the game at all. But Tyreek George has a run, and now Madueke doing the type of thing that he did throughout last season, getting one-on-one. He can go either way. He's well marshalled there by Revan, but a couple of set pieces in quick succession.
Delivery in toward Tosin, it's still loose, but it bounced up off his arm.
There's definitely a period last season where Chelsea was struggling to create opportunities from corner kicks in particular, and changing the taker with Reece James on them. You know that that's going to be whipped in with real quality, incredible pace that he can conjure with his right boot. So we've already seen two first contacts from Chelsea players, and Nkunku probably should have got himself on the score sheet in there. Tosin, unfortunate that it didn't fall for him to get a strike away.
It feels like the officials aren't on his side at the moment. Parkinson's got out of League One before as a manager with Colchester and with Bolton. He's got his big boss looking over him today. To James. Can get that under control. George will chase it down now. Guiu is there to put the block on Okonkwo's clearance. Starting to get a bit more involved in the game now, Mark Guiu.
Yeah, he's working incredibly hard. Frustrated probably that he's not been able to get on the ball, link up with his teammates, but willing runner there, closing down excellently. I think he is a player that needs players around him, not someone who's going to take it and have too many touches, just wants to play probably 1 and 2 touch, and his biggest asset is in the 18-yard box, where he's been constant goal scorer through the levels for Barca, and obviously got his opportunity in La Liga, in the Champions League, and already shown what he can do at such a young age.
It took him all of 23 seconds to score in his debut against Athletic Bilbao. That's a late one on Nkunku. Is there going to be a card here? Yes, there is. For George Dobson. New signing coming from Charlton over the summer. Dobson, former West Ham Academy player. Luckily, Nkunku's quickly bounced back up to his feet. Pressing a moment ago. Madueke's going to swing this one in. George is there ready for a short one. He fancies it. It's floated in. Good ball as well. And the touch from Tosin. Again, Guillou is trying to get something on it far post.
Encouraging again that it's a Chelsea head that makes contact. Just thought for a moment as it was flighted that Badiashile was possibly going to be favourite, but Tosin, the threat gets up well.
James. A couple of goals for Fulham last season, did Tosin. Not a regular scorer by any means, but this is always a threat at set pieces. Revan, who's another new signing for Wrexham. He's coming from Aston Villa, albeit he didn't actually play for them. He was on loan at Rotherham last season. Here again, leading the Chelsea press, making sure Wrexham don't get a second to settle. Lewis Brunt that time having his pocket picked. Oh, nice weighted pass for Madueke. He's got plenty of options in blue here, Noni Madueke. Just waited a fraction too long, allowed Dobson to get the challenge in.
It's a shame, it comes from a Wrexham turnover. Chelsea snapping into challenges. I think it was Lavia with the initial bit of play, really good. Chukwuemeka, good awareness to play Madueke, and have a little bit of sympathy for him because the angle wasn't great. Maybe just good enough to try and bend it left-footed towards the far corner. Opted to try and come in field and make that angle better for him. Dispossessed at a crucial moment.
Chelsea starting to create opportunities, or at least worry the Wrexham defence now, though. All over the top here from McLean, trying to touch it off for Palmer, found Colwill though. Lavia quickly moved it on for Nkunku. McLean, was he onside or surely not? His assistant didn't put his flag up before the official had blown the whistle.
There's a nice contrast between the two sides. Wrexham opting to go long towards Palmer. This is that previous good move. I just thought it was on there maybe to bend. It wasn't ideal for him. Just turned it down. Good covering from Dobson. Tenacious midfield player getting back in.
There's Madueke again. And he's got the beating of Revan. Cross stepped O'Connor to help him out, but it will be another Chelsea corner.
You did well, exactly what you want from your outside centre half. O'Connor just stepping across. Revan getting beaten on a couple of occasions by Madueke, but numbers in reserve there, Wrexham.
Again, sends it in. Oh, Badiashile, great opportunity, maybe second time round. Chukwuemeka off the toe of Nkunku. Madueke trying to keep the move alive. Eventually Wrexham get the free kick. That's going to be a yellow card for Noni Madueke. Referee's a bit keen here. I think he didn't book either McLean or Colwill for that earlier skirmish, and he's giving Madueke one for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the swing of that for Badiashile. I think if that's Tosin, another who's attacking the ball, getting it on their right foot from 7 yards out, that's going to find its way towards the target. Badiashile doesn't make the necessary contact, and as you said, yeah, a couple of soft yellow cards, one for each side now.
From James, I'm not sure he didn't make any contact there, although the Wrexham player is down, which would suggest that I'm wrong. There's George. Looking for the dead ball line here, Tyreek George. He needed 3 players to get the ball off him. McLean can't keep that in play. Maybe just clipped Elliot Lee with his knee. Now here's Revan. Going to feed it through from McLean. It's a decent ball as well. Paddy Shield trying to get the block on. McLean got the shot away. And Sanchez was able to beat it away at his near post.
Would have been a threat, the front two. Palmer with his physical prowess, and McLean's been buzzing around him. For the first time we've seen Revan in the attacking force.
McLean shot deflected, which took the sting out of it, allowed Paddy Shield to clear. George looking for Guy. Brent switching it to Revan. Good defending from Reece James. Not being cowed by their opposition, are they, Wrexham? They're posing a threat when they come forward.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a kind of contrasting styles going on. They're building now, Wrexham, but they want to play into Palmer early.
He's done really well at that. He's dispossessed Brunt this time. He's worried him for the opening half hour of the game. He's up against Tyreek George, though. He'll be annoyed that he didn't look across the line.
Yeah, maybe just lost his bearings as well, George. He was just backpedaling. Probably didn't want to receive the ball off Guy when he released it. They're just caught out of their shape here. Chelsea maybe for the first time, and McLean got that movement right. Been offside too many times, but got into a good shooting position. Again, the angle not perfect. Wanted to drill it towards the near side, and Sanchez is very comfortable.
Half an hour gone, a couple of chances for either side, but no goals as yet. Nkunku. Going route one second time round. Revan couldn't get it under his control. Maybe he's trying to win it back off Lee. Maybe a rule to have fouled his man there. Didn't look like there was too much in it. He and James Jones challenging for the ball.
It's been a really good contest so far, and probably such a worthwhile exercise, because this is the type of game that Chelsea are going to come up against in cup competitions, invariably against League One, League Two sides, but also in the Premier League. And the home games at Stamford Bridge against the lesser lights, maybe teams that are going to sit in, make it really difficult. And Enzo Maresca will have to alter one or two things if they're struggling a little bit to break down a well deep set defence. So at this stage, I think it's been a really good contest between See a side that's probably a little bit further ahead with their pre-season preparations.
That might mean that Wrexham are less likely to make 11 changes at half-time, as it's game 3 for them, but we shall see. It's all carefully pre-planned these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he made 11 changes at the hour mark or something in the previous game. So yeah, you're just drip feeding those extra minutes into the players who want to get a few 90 minutes into the players' legs probably in the next 7 days or so, with their season arriving a week prior to that of the Premier League. So absolutely expect some of these guys to stay out a little bit longer tonight.
Cute. There's Lavia. Okay. Couldn't find James, but James managed to win it back off Palmer anyway. It's too strong and too good for his opponent there, Reece James. Madueke. Revan again. Chukwuemeka. He's back behind the ball for Wrexham here to Chelsea to try and pick the lock. Chukwuemeka off for Nkunku. Here's George. Floated it far side, looking for Madueke, put behind by Revan for Chelsea's 4th corner of the first half.
Really good from George. Finds a good delivery, good end product. Probably the biggest frustration of the half is not being able to get Chukwuemeka and Christopher Nkunku on the ball enough. It's quite saturated in that middle of the pitch. Essentially they've got a 3v2 up against them. Dobson, Jones and Elliot Lee play quite tight and have marshalled them particularly well. So that was encouraging to see Chukwuemeka and Nkunku just combine there.
Changes ball in again. George is going to line up a shot here. To bend it, Tariq George. It's going to break for Nkunku, and he's going to hammer it in for Chelsea's first goal of pre-season. And just like last year, Christopher Nkunku finds the net against Wrexham. And with 10 minutes of the first half to play, it's the Blues who strike first in Santa Clara.
Well, it's a brilliant finish. Puts it away wonderfully well. Great power. Christopher Nkunku, as you would expect from a player of his calibre, but again a set piece causing problems, and that has been Chelsea's main threat, I would say, throughout the opening 35 minutes. The credit Tariq George here, the awareness I think to shift here and make that little bit of space to get the strike away. Cannons off, a combination of Levi Colwell and I think Lewis Brunt, and Nkunku is on the hand to dispatch that. Brilliant strike.
Ruthless from Nkunku. We saw flashes, didn't we, of his quality last season. That brilliant goal he got at Anfield. He came on against Newcastle in the League Cup quarter-final and smashed his penalty in the shootout. That was his first appearance. Saw it in pre-season last season too. But to Chelsea's benefit, he wasn't part of Didier Deschamps' squad for the European Championships. But hopefully a full and clear pre-season and shows finishes like that in the Premier League.
It was a bit of a surprise, even though he'd missed a hell of a lot of football. It should be to Chelsea's benefit, and absolutely has shown himself.
And here's Guiu. Okonkwo committed himself. And Guiu's found Nkunku, and sheer weight of numbers helped Wrexham out there and spared the goalkeeper's blushes. George got the bit between his teeth now. Just ran out of road.
And again, really unselfish work from Guiu. He's done this brilliantly throughout the first half, with and without the ball really. As you touched on, he's been aggressive when he's gone to close, and it's been a frustrating half in some ways for him that he's not been able to get on the ball as much as he would want to, but kept running, kept moving, intelligent movement, starting to get his reward.
Chelsea stamping their authority on the game now. Looking to unsettle Blunt again, and using too much force for the referee's liking.
It's become more and more evident and more important as the game worn on that need that threat beyond. If everyone comes to feet, I think it's playing into Wrexham's hands. So he's actually been, in retrospect, a really clever selection up there. His mobility's been excellent, moving them around and causing them problems when he's gone to close them when they've been trying to play out and having that one or two extra passes in build-up play. So I'm sure Chelsea fans have enjoyed watching him so far.
He actually made 7 senior appearances for Barcelona. They did Guiu, but he's only 18 years of age and they did not want to let him go. James pushed it out to Tosin. Kunku, indeed it is. Yes, thinking that was the only way he could stop him. The players who we might see later and a couple who we won't in Mudryk and Jackson watching on for now. Being able to keep that under his control. Is it just me, or does he remind you a bit of Marcos Alonso? Just sort of same sort of size, haircut, build. Totally different kind of player, obviously. You can tell by your reaction that it is just me.
He's giving away a bit of height, isn't he? I'd suggest.
Here's George. Also 18 years of age. Such a big thing for Guiu to change countries and clubs and leave the place where he was schooled. Some promising early signs for him in the first half here.
Both him and George have looked more comfortable as the half has gone on, been able to get on the ball. I think a little bit more movement, a little bit more rotation amongst the Chelsea players. Probably just those alterations I spoke of earlier that the manager will have to make as games wear on.
There's Madueke, again got the beating of Revan. Keeps crossing play.
It's been a good battle again in the latter stages of this half. We've seen him do this. Come in field, he wants to get it onto his left foot and get strikes away, but he's so equally adept at going on the outside, getting into the box that way, tiptoeing his way around opponents, getting to the byline. Really encouraging second half to the season, which I'm sure will put him in brilliant stead for what's to come this campaign. Expect him to have a real impact.
Again, they're like on different wavelengths. Pummeled it down the line and Aston Kunku to chase. Here's George. Has to get his crossover too, deflected off Brunt. Appeals for handball against Lee, nothing doing.
Interesting that we've not seen Reece James, revert to full-back position at any stage. He's been in that central midfield role with Lavia from the outset and throughout. So it's kind of been a 3-4-3 with a kind of box midfield with the two pushed on, Chukwuemeka and Nkunku. So that'll be something to keep an eye on throughout the pre-season programme. Do we see the right back, a more natural right back at any stage, or do we see Reece James get the opportunity to get further forward, as we grew accustomed to seeing him over the last few seasons? So yeah, I'd say that's a slight alteration from maybe what I anticipated. Reece James being in there at the start and throughout.
If that continues, it might be good news for Malo Gusto. Pretty pleased with what he's seen so far, I think. Now then, Palmer on the chase here will get there as well. McLean's up there in support too. Other friends arriving. Palmer went for goal himself and hit it straight into Tosin. And that will do for the first half in Santa Clara. Chelsea with the advantage here. They've had the better of the opportunities, and 10 minutes before half-time, Christopher Nkunku took one, blasted his finish in. Wrexham have posed a threat themselves, albeit not seriously tested Sanchez yet. Some good moments for Mark Guiu. We'll wait and see how many of these players emerge for the second half, but at the break here it is Chelsea 1, Wrexham 0.
So hopefully an injury-free campaign for him.
Chelsea getting the second half underway then, leading Wrexham by a goal to 0. Wesley Fofana back out there, and that is really good to see. Didn't see him at all last season, did his anterior cruciate ligament in pre-season. How desperately he will be hoping that his luck changes on the injury front when he is on the ball. There's Josh Achapong, who did get his senior debut. A great place to do it as well, in a win at the Bridge against Spurs in May, toward the end of last season. Chilwell looking to set Sterling away, but too much on that, goes through to Okonkwo.
assumption is he'll still have a chance to really claim that left-sided spot as his own under Enzo Maresca. Plenty of competition in that department. Plenty of competition in every department.
Sure. And that's expected.
Achapong. There's Ugachukwu, who suffered from injury problems last season, got a hamstring injury at Wolves on Christmas Eve, and that was pretty much it. Gusto should have been fouled there, referee says no. Here's Lee.
Number 6, Tom O'Connor. Entering the match, number 25, Will Boyle.
Evan, chance to cross, deflected on its way in. And Bergstrom has lost it and got it at the second attempt.
Going to be a test of Chelsea's focus. All those changes, Wrexham not going to be making theirs at this stage. So, as we suspected, that they'll just try and keep their players out there for a little bit longer. So hopefully, Chelsea can get up to speed quickly. Took the team a little bit of time in the first period. Doesn't look like the shape has altered. It's going to be Malo Gusto, obviously playing a slightly different role as Reece James did in the first half. He's going to be occupying the central midfield berth when Chelsea are in possession, which you'd expect them to have the lion's share of.
One, not really an alteration, but Carney Chukwuemeka, as you can see, 17, is still out there, so Renato Vega will have to wait a little while longer to come on for his debut of sorts. Here's Angelo. For Fana. In front of him, so he went square to Achapong. This is Chilwell now. Chilwell looking for Breuer. Sterling. This is touch back for Chilwell. Unable to keep that in play. Fine. Here's Achapong. Angelo outside of him.
There were 10 substitutions.
25 appearances for Strasbourg last season.
Number 7, Raheem Sterling. Number 16, Leslie Ugachukwu. Number 19, Armando Moya.
Play. I could be pleased to see that goal was going to fall off the play after their little skirmish in the first half. Lee. Could be coming on it back, but it's Will Boyle who's come on at half-time for Wrexham, and got there ahead of him.
Number 41, Angelo.
And goalkeeper number 47, to come and take it. Chukwu. Fofana. This time we saw him was on the last day of the 22-23 season against Newcastle. Wesley Fofana had a promising start in moments to his Chelsea career. chip on. Gives Wrexham the free kick. Expect it to take maybe 10 minutes or so, Sam, for this new team to get used to each other and settle into the game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, especially given this is invariably a strong Wrexham side and probably close to how they'll go when the season kicks off. So, yeah, absolutely. Interested to see how Ugo Chukwu gets on as well. We've grown accustomed to seeing him playing a lot deeper at the base of the midfield. He's going to be playing in one of those pushed-on midfield roles.
There's McLean, laying it off for Elliott. Lee, I should say. McLean again. Chukwu in front of him, a little toe to it. For Dobson on a yellow card from the first half. Santos moved it on for Angelo. It's those two last season. And from Angelo, really good ball as well. Sterling wanted to get there, but Okonkwo made sure he couldn't.
That was a shame. Cutting in field, well found by Santos. Raheem Sterling had a little bit of space, just stayed kind of level with the far post. If he'd have moved infield, possibly could have got there and got a first time finish away.
Angelo appealing, referee having a think, and eventually gives Chelsea the throw. Well, he couldn't have imagined that his profile would rise to the level it has. Phil Parkinson in America, I don't think. Chilwell scored against Wrexham in this fixture last season. Ben Chilwell. Haven't seen him in a Chelsea shirt since the FA Cup semi-final. Here's Gusto. Another player, Chilwell, right? Reece James and Christopher Nkunku, I'm sure, was disappointed not to be selected for the Euros, but could well be to Chelsea's gain. Achpong. McLean held on to it well. Looked for Palmer, hasn't really got the pace to chase that ahead of Fofana. I guess, Sam, if you Wesley Fofana, who's been on the sidelines for a year, you can do all the training that you like, but this is where you really feel as though you're back a part of things.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd have been desperate to start getting some minutes, so I'm sure he was so enthusiastic about coming back in this pre-season and getting going. So really good to see him out there. I think everyone's anticipating him playing a big part. I think despite all the signings across the last 12, 24 months, he's one that's really excited, and everyone really would have him in probably the side when everyone's fully fit. So it's going to be a case of him getting up to speed first and foremost physically, and then showing that he's ahead of the other centre halves, because there's great competition in that area of the pitch now.
Yeah, Sterling's done really well, no foul, got support as well, going to go for it himself, and Okonkwo kicked it away. Picked up by Chukwuemeka. Here's Sterling. This is Chilwell. Sterling teasing. Andre Santos. Gusto. Santos lay off for Boyer. This is Chukwu. Santos clipping out left hand side. Sterling's got some space. Goes down by Luke Bolton. Santos again. Chukwu. Wrexham can't get near the ball at the moment. Angelo. kickoff. It was 28 degrees here. It's a little bit now, but this is going to be tiring work for Wrexham if they keep chasing shadows as they are. Here's Sterling. Chukwuemeka looking to bend one. Chukwuemeka, and he didn't get the bend he was looking for. Too much elevation. And into the supporters behind the goal.
A really good spell of possession, moving it with pace, with zip. Encouraging start to the second half, and yeah, as you say, I think possibly fatigue is going to start to play a part in this game. It's looking really bright, couple of chances. Maybe just gone out of play there, but Raheem Sterling, I think too tempting at this stage of the pre-season programme not to take the strike on. We were able to make the save at the far post.
Wrexham will head to Canada after this to take on the Vancouver Whitecaps, and they have slightly more prosaic opposition for them in Fleetwood in their final friendly. It's a week before the season starts. They go to Wickham on the opening day. The problem was that they stayed in the USA a bit too long last season, and that affected their preparations for the League Two campaign. Coming back a little earlier this time. Evans' ball in was a good one. Palmer missed it, but it's turned in at the far post, and Wrexham are level. Well, Ollie Palmer thought he was going to get a tap in there. It was great play from Revan down the left-hand side, and there was nothing Bergstrom could do to keep the ball out, and then Luke Bolton turns it in for 1-1, and Wrexham equalised just before the hour mark.
Yeah, it's good play down the left-hand side, and the 18-yard box is well stocked from a Wrexham perspective, and that's not something that I'd have said too often so far tonight. It's, built down the left-hand side, little loose bit of control from Uga Chukwu. They got numbers forward. As I said, they've had to pick their opportunities really. Stays onside well. Lee, who finds Raven down the left, and the ball in is really good. It's aided actually by that little deflection off Uga Chukwu. Turns it into a brilliant delivery. Palmer can't convert, but Bolton on the far side, strong side foot. That's his name on the score sheet.
Special moment for him. And from Salford in January of this year, when come through the Manchester City Academy, Luke Bolton. Here's Palmer. They fancy it now, Wrexham. Be pleased with how his team have done in the second half, in particular for Parkinson. Chelsea still getting to know one another. Here's Achapong. Nice piece of skill from Ugochukwu. Angelo takes over. They're chasing after the loose ball.
Really seen the two wing-backs as an attacking threat for Wrexham until that moment. That's the first time that Revan has got forward probably and got goal side of his marker. It came from a turnover of possession, and obviously Luke Bolton, the opposite wing-back, as you would want as a coach, in on the far post, just making sure that there was an extra body in the 18-yard box if your centre forwards can't convert. It's exactly how it played out for them. Unfortunately, it came from that slight error as well to stay on side here. And as I said, Ugochukwu gets back in, and I think this little deflection probably turned it into a better ball. Just concentration, that's about for Bolton. Sees it quite late and then just steers it away from Ben Chilwell.
Nice finish. Santa Clara. Use this marker to make some changes. There's Jack Marriott coming on, and Palmer, one of those going off. Himself about a bit, hasn't he? Gordon Davis there also coming on, I can see. A change in between the sticks as well. That's Callum Burton who's come on. And this is obviously all pre-planned for Wrexham. Burton is a new signing to provide some competition for a Okonkwo goal. See what impact those changes have on Wrexham's game. Played the free kick short. Now he's in a good position, James McLean. Can he pull it back for Boyle? Missed him. All of a sudden, Wrexham looking particularly threatening.
Yeah, just on his wrong foot, wasn't it, McLean? Vital moment. Couldn't find that pass. There was 3 Wrexham players queuing up, but he's got a little bit too much on it, slightly behind his intended target. Chelsea just need to re-establish themselves in this game. Thought they had control opening 10 minutes of the half, but that subsided. Wrexham have that freshness now in the changes that they made.
There's Achapong. Now involving Jordan Davis, who's just come onto the pitch. Just that free kick a moment ago from the training ground.
It's really well worked. I don't think maybe initially it was intended for McLean possibly to make that movement, but good awareness from him to drive into that space on the right hand side of the pitch. Just couldn't find his pass.
For Farner to do. Gustav.
Number 3,
respectively. And Barnett's also come on for them. Chipong. He's gone into the left wing back role now by the looks of things.
I don't think that alters kind of the front pairing. Dalby's physically strong. He'll be the one that they look for back to front, and Marriott obviously very sharp. Still got pace, even though he's getting on a little bit on the shoulder, so they should strike up a similar combination to that of Palmer and McLean in the first half. And again, the shape of the team, tactical setup, very consistent under Phil Parkinson. Likes those 3 centre-halves in there. Likes them to have a threat from wing-back. So I think nothing changing tactically from either side. Obviously personnel really freshening up both lineups.
Fofana. Give it a big switch out left-hand side. Good ball to Sterling. Back here, Raheem Sterling. Chilwell. Santos.
Bit of a similar problem to the first half in that Chelsea's two number 8s. The attacking midfield players can't really get on the ball here. Angelo on the right-hand side has shown a few nice touches, as has Raheem Sterling on the left, and a little bit of drive, but those two advanced midfielders and Broya just on the periphery of the game, and that's been in keeping really with what we saw in probably the opening half an hour. So Chelsea can wrestle back a little bit of control and start moving Wrexham around a little bit.
There's Chukwuemeka looking to do that out to Sterling. The most threatening of Chelsea's front three that are out there now. Going for the dead ball line. Clipped his crossover deep toward Angelo. His head on it. Moves it back to Gusto. There's Chukwuemeka. Gusto again. Good defending that from James McLean. Right place, right time.
It was a shame. Looked like it was well flighted for Angelo to go and attack at the far post. Just opted to let it land on the surface and recycle possession, but the most threatening Chelsea have looked for a while.
Rolling out for Achapong, who finished the season on loan out in Sweden. Gusto, really impressive last season. 9 assists he got. I think we weren't expecting to see quite as much of him as we did, but he quickly became one of the first names on the team sheet, Sam.
Yeah, had a terrific campaign. I think defensively first and foremost, really solid, great one-on-one defender. He got good pace, but I think it was in attacking areas where he really improved and obviously started to show a great level of consistency, putting in good balls. I mean, we're spoiled, aren't we, really, with what Reece James has provided from the right-hand side, but having him missing for so long was a huge concern. But Gusto supplying quality at both ends of the pitch was a real bonus, I think. And yeah, took everyone by surprise, I think. And so hard to remember just how young he is as well, I think, given the level of his performances, the nature of them. Great maturity from someone who maybe you would have expected just to be bedding into life in the Premier League and at Chelsea last season. He did brilliantly.
21 on the last day of last season. Gusto. Achapong was fouled there, but play's going on, and all of a sudden Wrexham could be in the game. It's Jack Marriott. It's 2-1 to Wrexham. What a finish that was. No chance for Lucas Bergstrom, and Marriott turns the game on its head.
Very similar to the first goal in that it's a turnover in the middle of the pitch. And Marriott, as he has done throughout his career, he wants that space to run into, wants to be running onto balls, and he probably recognises there that, I think it was Fofana who was going to get across, so that means it has to be a one-touch finish. He's a very two-footed player, really adept with both sides. Chelsea just trying to build. Paul just guilty of one or too many touches. It's good awareness from Dalby, the front two combining, and that is superb. Don't take anything away from Jack Marriott, who you can see is involved in winning the ball back initially, gets on his bike. That's perfect as a striker, exactly where you want to hit it. Purchase on the ball, direction, brilliant finish.
Only managed one goal last season. Marriott came right at the end of the campaign against Forest Green Rovers. And joined from Fleetwood in January. The finish of an accomplished striker. Well, we talk about results not being important, which they're not really in pre-season, but Chelsea won't want to start their pre-season campaign with a defeat against the third-tier side. Set up for an exciting final 20 minutes or so. Wrexham have their first corner of the game. And they're asking all the questions at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Maybe 5 minutes before the changes occurred, they just started to get a little bit of joy. Certainly those changes have acted as a little bit of a catalyst in control at the moment, and Chelsea need to respond. It was a brilliant goal, brilliant finish, because that's the only place the ball can go really, on his left side. The kind of direction's not enough. You need to combine that with the pace on the strike. We got both absolutely perfect.
Chipon with his head to the corner. Changing that pass yet though, for Fulham got something on it. You'd have been proud of this, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's good awareness from Marriott, because some players would have looked to chop in field there. He's a right-footed player, but like I said, I've seen him do that before on his left side, so it's good awareness that Fofana's going to get across, and his best opportunity is to strike first time. He'd have known, caught it flush.
There's Angelo. Sterling. Giving go with Gusto. Maybe after another game or two would have got the weighted pass right.
Yeah, it's a difficult pass. Pleased to see Raheem Sterling again engaging the wing back in combat there. Barnett as it now is, and he's got to try and take on his man, but a good test for Gusto as well, playing infield, playing in midfield in tight areas. Can he manipulate the ball? Can he find that pass on that occasion? Unfortunately not, but yeah, a few questions been asked of his skill set in this early stage of pre-season as well.
Mecca. Again, it's the return ball of the 1-2, which has too much weight on it.
I think actually cannoned off Angelo there, just a little bit too heavy with his return pass, but yeah, it's been difficult. Mecca to get on the ball and stamp their authority really, but it was for Nkunku in the first half as well until the latter stages. So yeah, that's some early problem solving against this type of opposition who look to close up the middle third of the pitch, the midfield area. 3 in there against the 2 really, and Chelsea have just found it a little bit congested in there, going to get more joy in the wide positions.
Now that was George Dobson, who was booked in the first half. The challenge, which was robust, to be polite, on Andre Santos.
Yeah, well, you want them to referee to the letter, but you want that little bit of leniency as well in pre-season, I would suggest. And the first one was not a yellow card. That might very well have been, but probably the right decision. And yeah, maybe a quiet word from the officials to get
Well, there you go.
George Dobson off.
This is old school pre-season, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't mind it.
Sub him off before I send him off. Ashfield, one of the academy products from Wrexham, has come in to take his place. Wrexham's academy has just been upgraded to a Cat 3 level.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's attendance is 32,724.
Nearly 33,000 inside Levi Stadium to watch it. Bad for staying around one of the teams to swim the third tier of English football. To Indiana, Notre Dame Stadium next to take on Celtic on Saturday. Here's Marriott. Dolby moved it on. Wrexham looking for a third goal here. Able to get a toe on the ball, and now he could break away. And did well to get back at him. Wrexham's run it back. Here's Dolby, got Marriott in the middle, looking for him. Oh, and Marriott got the shot away. He might get the second ball too. Good save that from Lucas Bergstrom. A good reaction as well from Wesley Fofana. Come Wrexham again. Bolton, Barnett rather, sent it back post for McLean. Davis.
Good opportunity, well crafted down the right hand side. Dolby with the delivery. I thought the movement was a little bit telegraphed because he was in front of Achapong the whole time there, Marriott. I was maybe expecting him just to check his run, but still able to get that strike away despite the close proximity of his marker. Really good play from the centre forward once more.
Fofana. And Chelsea find an equaliser in the final 10 minutes here. Celtic to come on Saturday, as I say that it's Club America, Manchester City, Real Madrid, and back to England to take on Inter Milan before the season starts proper. America straight into Boyle, trying to pinch it back. Barnett trying to get it clear, and he's able to do so. Well kept in as well by Dolby. Great challenge from Fofana on Marriott. A break here for Malo Gusto. Got Angelo in all sorts of space. Here he is. Options in the middle, or he can go himself. Angelo cutting back in field. Allowing defenders to get back. Just dithered, and the chance got away from him. Stretching out there. He's played 81 minutes of this game so far. I think he's just feeling the effects of that rather than on the injury. Angelo looking for Chukwuemeka. Boyer. There's Ugachukwu, who passes it in for 2-2. How cool was that from Leslie Ugachukwu? and Chelsea are back on terms. Stroked into the corner of the net, no chance for the goalkeeper. All square.
Yeah, knocking on the door, last minute or two. Some really good work without the ball. Raheem Sterling in particular, keeping it in the Wrexham half with some good closing down, aggressive pressing, and in the end, worked well down the right-hand side. Chuk were involved in the build-up initially. And Boyer's been starved, really, hasn't he, of touches, not been able to get into the game and affect it really, but that's an important little toe, little setback for Chuk, where it makes it really simple, really nice for him to just stride onto and just cushion that into the corner. Lovely composed finish.
Came back in the last 2 games of last season after that hamstring injury with Chukwu. We'll see whether he stays at Chelsea or goes out on loan, but it's a good moment for him nonetheless. Now can the Blues go and win it? Sterling. Couldn't get it under control. Changes the foot for Wrexham here. Play with the players going on.
Exiting the match, number 4, Max Cleaver. And number 23, James McLean. Exiting the match, number 14, Anthony Ford.
Anthony Ford, the Irishman who played against Chelsea for Wolves back in 2011. He's coming on, and Aaron James is the other player at the other end of his career, teenage academy graduate. He's on too. Chukwuemeka. Good skill. Initially at least. No foul there. Andre Santos, but then there was one by Fofana and Marriott. Fantastic support as ever across the pond for Chelsea. Santos trying to nip in a minute, but Cannon got there just before him. He's going to be looking for Dolby. Achapong got his head to it. Chilwell stepped in to make Marriott's life difficult. Achapong went to ground to win it, but Wrexham keeping the pressure on. Not anymore, Chelsea free kick. Fofana who took the hit. He's bounced straight back up to his feet. And now they're not quite sure why the referee wasn't happy with that. I don't think there was any infringement from the Wrexham player, was there? Fofana and Gustav got away with one there.
Yeah, only as Fofana will know, but I think that was him taking the free kick there, and he just miskicked it. Deciding that maybe he was just popping it to Gustav for him to take the free kick, but yeah, certainly a let off. Maybe was away.
Entertaining game to start off pre-season, and find a winner in the closing stages. Sterling Good work from Gusto to win it back. Sterling going alone. Good challenge as well. It will be a corner.
Yeah, good defending in the end, but again, really positive from Raheem Sterling, and that's been the case, I think, throughout this second half since he's come on. Really direct, driving. So unfortunately, Wrexham have a lot of numbers back there. It's well covered and good defending in the end.
Just took a little whack there, Raheem Sterling. One to keep an eye on. Outswinger, first corner of the second half for Chelsea. Wrexham looking to counter. Good challenge by Augusto. Nice and cool, put his foot in, won it cleanly. There's Angelo. Put back into a great area. Ando Santos trying to keep it alive. Santos. There's Chilwell, but a space to run into. Sterling. Into the path of Chukwuemeka. Gusto. Achapong. He's hitting it, Josh Achapong. Well, that would have been a moment for him to savour forever.
Well, he's unfortunate. Nice strike. Plenty of power on it. Looked initially like it was going to maybe trouble the goalkeeper to his right, Burton, but just a bit too much elevation.
See Willy Caballero on Enzo Maresca's staff, from the Chelsea goalkeeper, of course. Achapong. Here's Boyer. Some of the commentators that beyond our control. Maybe not apologies, maybe you prefer it. Boyer looking for the free kick there, but it's not going to go his way. Boyer with the challenge. Here's Gusto. Sterling. Seconds of the game left now. Sterling's ball in's a good one. Oh, Boyer got his header all wrong though. Went away from goal rather than towards it. Boyle did well in front of him. Fofana. Chelsea finishing strongly here. Gusto unable to link up with Sterling. And the foul will relieve the pressure on Wrexham, much to Sterling's annoyance.
It looked like a goal, didn't it, when Raheem Sterling swung that in. Maybe a fraction behind Mando Boyer. And Will Boyle did really well just to get a little bit of physical contact on the centre forward. And I think that's what done for him. Just couldn't readjust in the air to on the target. Good defending.
We'll have a couple of minutes extra here at the end of the game. Ahead of Marriott, who's been a pest since he's come on. Took his goal brilliantly.
I did him a bit of a disservice. Only 29, Jack Marriott. Seems to have been around for forever, but certainly still got that sharpness. And it'll be a threat. I think that the four front players that have played for Wrexham have actually been a bit of a threat. So in the absence of Paul Mullen, maybe surprised me to a degree, but just shows the strength maybe they've got in depth. Chelsea defenders certainly been in the game.
Chukwuemeka. Lovely close control. Nice pass as well. Angelo, this will be the last chance of the game. Gusto. Floating in toward Breuer, just a bit too high. Barnett will be able to get it clear.
Yeah, just already in there as well. Breuer, Sterling as well. Standing jump really to try and get something on that delivery from Malo Gusto.
Match point. At the referee's discretion now. We've had the 2 minutes that were signalled as a minimum. And we will play no more. All square then in Chelsea's first pre-season game. Real topsy-turvy match it was too. Enjoyable stuff. Chelsea ahead at half-time through Christopher Nkunku. Wrexham roared into the lead with Bolton and Marriott scoring, but Leslie Ugochukwu equalised in 8 minutes from time. And smiles from Wrexham's famous owner. Full-time score in Santa Clara. Chelsea 2, Wrexham 2.